Alright, so in the mail I just got this junker Blackhawk BBI that I kind of paid a fortune for. Not really, I mean, I got it as cheap as you could possibly get these. I paid $160, $174 after taxes for it, which I think is ridiculous, but I was able to talk them down from, I think, $190, so at least I got a little discount on it. Here's what we're going after, the UTH 66 Blackfoot from Metal Gear. Not going to be exactly like this, but similar. So now the vehicle is all masked up and ready for painting. Okay, so I 3D printed the weapon wings. They're a little rough right here, so they have to be sanded because the 3D printer cannot defy gravity too much more than a certain angle. There's a certain angle at which it can no longer print correctly. And I went past that angle, so it printed rough. It was worse than this if I still have the other print somewhere. It was bumpy, check it out, because it was too shallow of an angle. So this is better. They stick in there, which is great. That was the goal I was trying to get to. Alright, so this is going to be the back landing gear. But as you can see, it is Lego. Lego works great for hinges. I have no other things that I can use for hinges, really. Alright, so I cut a hole for the tail landing gear to retract into. This is the tail rotor. As you can tell, it's got a cover on it, which is fairly similar to the tail of the Stealth Hawk that was blown up during the Osama bin Laden raid. It's kind of similar to that, and that's the idea, is that it deflects radar. Okay, so this is the tail landing gear, and it's working out quite well. Comes down like this. It's Lego, but from the outside, you can't tell it's Lego, so that's great. Took about 2 hours to do this. Was not simple. So what we're doing now is soldering the two tail lights, these little flashy red things, that are going to go inside the tail. Okay, we're now masking and painting the tail, and the lights were a huge, gigantic pain to get going, but they work now. As you'll see, they blink. Yay! I always find spray painting satisfying because the multiple colors turn into one beautiful color. Okay, so as you can see here, I have the light added into the weapon wing, and now we're just going to pop in the large missile launcher, Hydras, and it just pops right in and glues. So here's where I am, just adding a whole bunch of stuff onto the sides of the Blackhawk. This is a part of the process that's particularly fun, which is painting once everything is finally done. It's taken many days for me to get it to this point, because if you paint before you glue stuff on, the stuff comes off easy because it's just glued to the paint. But if it's actually glued to the plastic, then it will not come off. So, yay, painting! So... Alright, well you can't see much at this juncture, but this is it dark gray painted and then light gray painted, and this is the light gray. So one very satisfying thing is removing all of the tape, and from what I can see, the paint job turned out just wonderfully. As you can see, it is a combination of light gray and dark gray. And so, I really like the way it looks. It's kind of actually, there's a Mexican military or police, I think it's military, Blackhawk helicopter that has a similar camo scheme. So yeah, I'm totally fine with how it turned out. Okay, so here's where we are now. Got all the tape off and it looks good. Pro tip, you can take sandpaper, spray paint it, and then use it to make little designs and stuff. For this is areas that the maintenance crew can walk on. So yeah, that's where it is. Okay, so these are the 3D, not 3D. These are the 2D water slide decals that I'm creating using Word. Just use Word. Just use the little grab, cut and clip thing, clip the image, and then paste it on to the Word file. Super easy. And then do multiple sizes. And then what I use for the actual decal paper is this stuff. Available on eBay for a very, very reasonable price. I think it's like $3 for a sheet. Expert's Choice Decal is what it's called. And it's just like this. Just set your printer for the highest setting, which is like gloss paper or something. And then print it out, and I'll show you what they look like. We have our lovely stickers that look beautiful. But if you don't use this clear acrylic sealer, and you try to use them as water slides, the water will completely destroy the ink. So you have to do this 2 to 3 times. These right here, as you may be able to tell, are the doors to the Blackhawk. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the fact that the doors come off, and if you've got a little kid playing with them, the kid probably often gets rid of the doors and puts them who knows where, maybe in their room somewhere. So a lot of times when I buy these vehicles, the Blackhawks and others, they're missing the doors. So I created my own. They are hinging doors using Lego hinges, and they're going to be glued onto the Blackhawk side and just close from the back rather than from the front.